Okay, today I would like to show you guys how you guys can make one of these. It's just a counted curl. This is the particle hairs where they put it on a particle's vertices. So there's a lot amount of it. I mean, there are a couple things like probably you guys not familiar to work with, some tools in Blender, but I could assure you like it's gonna be fun adventure. Okay, so let's jump into Blender. I'm using Blender 2.9 to keep that in mind. Well, this will work like maybe since 2.7. It will work until 2.93. I'm gonna put my default cube there, I guess. And as well, I'm gonna make it a collections default cube. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just care about them. So leave them alone, please. Anyway, okay. What you guys need to do first, we're gonna put a link below about this guy's channel and as well about this video. I need you guys to download something first. You guys need to download this final file. Well, from this final file you're gonna get, there's a base mesh, obj base mesh of a dude, which you need to import it into Blender. So you need to do that, and once you download it, and then just go to file and import and then obj. And then here I'm just gonna go to my folder of it. I already have mine. So here, dude man obj, and I just double click that and it's imported into your scene. Okay, so for now we're gonna have a look at our base mesh. It's just a dude man. So let's rename this guy F2 dude. Let's make it we need to duplicate this guy as well, so duplicate it and shift D and then right click to leave it where it was, then make the second one dude 2 and make this one the original dude. And I'm gonna make the original dude M and then new collections, which is original dude. So we don't need that for now, but just in case, you know. Yeah, for this dude 2 I'm gonna change the collection into paste 1. So what are we gonna do now? First thing is, for the paste 1 we're gonna do a lot of wireframe mode. So if you don't know how to go to wireframe mode, you can go check top right corner here. There's solid view, material preview, and then rendered mode, and then wireframe. And I could just hold Z and then I could go to solid view and then I go to wireframe. And also I'm going to turn on screencast keys so you guys could see that on the bottom left side. You guys could see the eyeball, and then there's a mouth part there. I want to get rid of that. And how exactly can we do that? If you go to add modify tab and add modifier, you need to add remesh. It might be look weird, like what the hell is this? But once you add this value is kind of like quite high. So you need to put it like lower. Just put 0 0 and then change the 1 into like at least 9. You can put it into 1, but just be careful. When you try to put like the amount of number like pretty low, it could make your computers pretty lagging. So this is what you will get. And if you go to wireframe, you could see, alright, the eyeball is gone and anything inside of it, it's just gone. That's just a pretty clean mesh, right? But you kind of like lose the eye part. If you really want to keep the eye part, make it like 2 and it's still going. But also you can make it like at least 0.009. Oh no, I mean 0, it was 0.2. And if you just change this into 9 and then add one more 0, it's gonna become so lag, but it will work. But just be careful, because why? It's so dense. Take a look at that. So just be careful. I'm just gonna put it into 0.9, I think, or at least 7. I guess I'm just gonna put it 7. Yeah, you guys, I guess, well, I have to keep my laptop in a good shape, okay, because I'm recording. I don't want it to have I don't want it to crash for some reasons later, because we're gonna do a lot of things. You guys can make it like 2, 3. That would be fine, because it's just because I'm recording. So after this, what you need to do is use the particle effect. One of you asked me literally on the other day about, is it difficult to work with particles? Example, you just add a cube. Example, you add a plane. Okay, you have these 2 mesh. It could be anything. If you go to the particle tab here, if you just hit plus, you press play, that's what would happen. So it's just that simple. It's when it comes to like to be hard, it's when you try to tweak it, or when you try to combo this particle into be something else. That's when it became like harder. But example, I want to, you could see it's rendered the particle is just UV sphere, or some kind of UV sphere. It's actually hello, not UV sphere. And if you go to render section here, render as, I'm gonna expand this thing, maybe expand it more and put the render. If you go to render as, you want to render as object, and example, you want to use the plane, so you could pick the plane, and then when you press play, the particle became plane. And this one, you could as well make a particle out of it. So just like that. That's simple, right? Now we need to put particles inside the guy. So you get plus, and when you press play, it's nothing. Why? Because the origin of this dude is down here. You guys could see that the origin is down here. So if I just put the origin to geometry, which is right click, set origin geometry, it's gonna be there. But for this case, we don't need that. We could just go to source and then use modifier stack, which it will bring to our geometry. And then once you are at this step, you will see here there is emit from, faces, vertices, volume. Faces, it's literally just it's gonna produce from face of your dude, okay. But if you put the vertices, it's gonna produce from the vertices of your dude. And why is it there's only one particle, and when you put the number just 1000? It's because it's gonna keep producing from frame 1 until frame 200. Here it's gonna stop producing at frame 200. So if I just set the n into -1, it's gonna produce every single thing, particles 1000, one at a time. So we can't see much right now. So what I need to do is go to viewport display, and then for the size, just type 00 before 1, and that's what you will get. This is enough for us to understand, or just to see enough. And what you need to do is to put the particles literally inside the guy, and make the distributions of the particles very evenly. So for that, you need to make the emit from the volume. You guys probably thinking, why is it outside the guy? Even you put the volume. Volume means it's just like the volume of the mesh, okay? So you need to go to the physics tab and then Newtonian, because this is still active, okay? If I just press play, it's moving. We don't need a moving or a live particles. We just need to be a static. So you put it to none, and then you will see they go to the middle, or they going inside the mesh. But as you could see, even we check even distributions, even you can change this jitter into random. It's getting more evenly, but still you could see it's much more at the center of the head, and it's much more on the on the chest, on the shoulder here. One way that you guys can do, just like in the video that I followed from Mitch, you can add modify remesh, or you can just duplicate it. I'm just gonna duplicate it to make my life simpler. And then I'm gonna put the second one into blocks. So what I'm gonna do here, if you increase, I mean this one look weird, you can try to increase the depth here. The more you increase, the more it will look like a human back to normal. So you can at least put it to 7, I guess. 7 is enough. Just try to have a look at the particles or the distributions of it. So I'm gonna put these 7, and this is enough. And if I go to wireframe, if I go to front view, you could have a better look, like for the scattering particles here. You would see, alright, it's getting more evenly. It's so much better. Like there is no grouping anymore. So what I need to do now is put the number to an absolute value, which means that guy, the Mitch was he made the particles to be 100,000, which is it could become very lagging if you don't have a strong computer. Me, this one, I'm only using 80,000. Okay, 80,000, so you guys could see it's pretty dense. I mean, the less you put a number, it's just gonna became less dense. Okay, so what you need to know is just that. But for me, I'm just gonna make it 5,000. And why is that? Because I'm recording and I'm just afraid my Blender crash at some point. I'm just being careful for now. And I'm gonna put these, maybe just 7,000 would be just fine. But just because I'm recording, I don't think I would do that. Okay. See, if I'm just putting 50,000, it's already lagging. Just imagine that. So it pretty much would look like this. So you would see the distributions. It's very it's very nice, right? It's just very good. And me, unfortunately, I'm just gonna make it 7,000 for my video. So now I'm gonna what else we need to do here? I guess that's all we need to, yeah, I guess that's all. So the next step, we need to add a single vertex. So you shift A in mesh and then single vert at the mesh, single vert add single vert. If you don't have the single vert, you can just add plane and then go to edit mode, which is I can just press tab, which is it will brings me to vertex. You guys can go here, object and edit, and this one vertex, this one edges, this one faces. So I'm gonna select all A and then M at center, because we're gonna merge them all together at center. And after you pass that, you need, this is actually just you're making some kind of empty though, like doesn't have any effect, because you only need to add a modifier to it, which is particle instance. It's like so you know this dude, we just put a particle inside the dude, and this single vertex, I want to, it's lagging. Oops. Why is it lagging? And these single vertex, this plane, we're gonna pick that dude, which is dude 2. There you go. So if you move it aside, you will see it's only took the particles out of the thing, and we still have the particles inside this thing. It's just an instance. So once you at this point, what you need to do is just apply this, which is you can go apply here, where you can see Control A for the shortcut. So I can just hover my cursor on top of this modifier and Control A to make it quicker. So you're gonna get this, and I'm gonna hide the dude 2 because we don't need that. And then so we have this now, and we have applied the modifier, right? So if you go to edit mode, you would see, ooh, there's a lot of vertex here. This is all vertex, okay? So once you are at this step, you're gonna add another particles, but instead emitter, you're gonna change it to hair. Once you change it to hair, you're probably thinking, this is weird, because it's set to faces. You want to have particle hair on every vertex that you have on the single vertex on this particle, okay? So you need to change the emit from faces to vertices. That thing will make sorry, that thing will make the hair gonna be distributed on every vertices that this dude have. So I'm gonna put the hairline like lower, because we don't need that. That is just way too long. If you go to solid view, you would see much better, I guess. Yeah, you would see something like this. And remember, you put the dude to number of particles is 5,000, or in maybe you put it 10,000, maybe you put it 5,000. Just keep that number in your mind. You know, for these hair particles, you put the same number. So example, I put it 5,000, so I put 5,000 then for the particle hair. So you would see now it's gonna be distributed on every vertex that I have. See that? And from now, I guess what you need to do is just play with the hair. How can you play with the hair? You can try to shift A, add force field, and with this force field there's a lot of them. You guys could see here there's a lot of texture, charge, harmonic vortex, force, wind. You guys go try, okay? You can have a play, just try to play, and if you move it around, you would start to see it's updating for the hair. And I'm gonna delete that. If it's like you made it like this way, I guess you can just grab it and then move it around a bit and then back. It will just update the hair. Sometimes kind of like Blender became kind of buggy, so you kind of need to deal with the bug by yourself. I mean, just move it around. So that's it. So I'm gonna add force field again. Let's try vortex. Actually pretty cool. So look at that. Vortex actually pretty cool. And if you go to the physics properties, there's actually more information about these vortex. So if you put the shape into point, it would be look like this. I mean, isn't that just already cool? If you put somewhere into your scene, that's just amazing. But I think I'm not gonna use this. I would like to use a texture and go to force field texture, because this is using texture is the way from Mitch actually. So I'm just gonna show you guys the original way how to do this. And once you add the force field textures, you can add textures, and you can go to the texture tab, which is this red one at the bottom, or you can just type on this one, show texture in texture tab. It's just gonna brings you straight into the texture tab, same thing. And I'm gonna make it to be clouds, and you probably notice nothing's changing. I have to move it. Nothing's changing as well. Why is that? Because what you need to do is just put the nabla at least 0.100. It became 0.1, and you will see the effect like this, right? And then once you increase the strength or decreasing the strength, maybe 0.5, it would become like this. And you can actually still play with this thing, the texture here, but maybe I'm gonna put the nabla into 0.2. What about 0.01? So I guess the less number of the nabla is gonna make it go crazy. What if I put it to 1? Yeah, so when I put it to lower value but the nabla, it's gonna make the hair going crazy all around it. And For the particle hair here, you guys could see in the viewport display there is strand steps. This represents some kind of like subdivision, so it will make your hair like look so much better. So if I'm increasing this, well, you wouldn't see much, I guess, because the strands just pointing upwards. So I'm just gonna play with this texture force field, and let's put the snub line to 0.7 or maybe 0.03. You would see this, right? And let's go to the particles here, and then let's increase these strand steps, and you guys would see, ooh, see that? So it will make it will just like subdivisions much more organic look, or much a better look. But the thing is, I don't want this. I want it to be curl, just like what I made here, just like Mitch. So what you guys can do for that is go to the texture here, force field, physics tab, and texture mode. There is RGB, and if you click it, there is gradient, there is curl. If you hover on top of it, same thing. So you need to have color, so you can set the color of the texture here from grayscale to color, and it's still not having any affection, so you can try to update it, which is just clicking the number. Okay, clicking the number whenever you try to make a change on this section size, tab, nubla here, or just have a different texture here, noise basis, which is Verno F2, or if you want to change to cell noise like this. And then if you just see nothing changing, just click this number and then re-enter that. It will make a change. So right now it looks insane, I guess. And you know, one of the great things that you guys can do as well, use coordinate. What this does is, if you go grab this thing and G and just move it around, it will affect for the hairs as well. So I guess I'm just gonna put the nubla. I guess I'm gonna put increase the number increase the nubla value maybe to 0.7, or maybe just 0.2, 0.200. If maybe you try to make the particle systems value, the numbers of it, like 20,000, 50,000, 80,000, 100,000, it maybe became your viewport very lagging. You can't do what I just did right here. Just I can still move it around, and even though it's still lagging, but I can still have a look at it. If your viewport like very lagging, just make the particles, just turn it down, make it 5,000, or make it just 1,000. For example here, okay, I'm gonna make it 1,000, so I could have a better viewport. I could move it around. I could just have a better look. So let's play with this 1,000 particles just for now, just to see how it will look like. And as well, if you want to put like more smooth your viewport, put the strand steps more lower, but I'm just gonna make it true for now. And now I just need to play with this thing for now. What if I'm gonna make the strand steps into, so when you finally found like, oh, alright, I really like this one, and you're gonna make the strand steps higher, like just add subdivisions, and then you make the number of this value the absolute value, which is the number that you put on boot to. So let's play with these force field. What about put it 1.7? What about I change this cell noise into just blend original? What about I make this 0.1, 0.9, and then we enter, and you'll see, ooh, that is very interesting. I guess I'm gonna go with this one though, or probably wait, I'm gonna get 0.1. Just keep remember, like, you guys can make a lot of variations about this thing. Okay, so there is no perfect number, there is no perfect value about this thing. Each time you're gonna make this, it's just gonna be like different. And I'm gonna go to particle, and then let's make these to be the absolute number, which is 5,000. So I'm gonna have this right now. So once I have this, all I need to do is just wait. I feel like I want to make a wave. What could we get if we increase this the steps here? I guess that's for max. I'm just gonna make it 6. Make sure you put the absolute value here. So once you're done, you're just gonna try to convert it, and once you convert it, it's gonna make a mesh out of it. See that? It's gonna make a mesh out of it. So once you are at this step right now, you're gonna try to click the mesh and then make it into a new collection. Let's say paste 2. So once you are at this step right now, you're gonna disable paste 1, so you're gonna working just only with this one. Right now, what you need is you need to duplicate this original dude, Shift D, and put this into paste 2. So whenever you're trying to make a change, you can already you still have the base mesh, which is this original dude. It's not gonna be gone. So I have this with me right now. I'm not sure if it will look good or not, but we'll see. So now I'm just gonna this part is actually going, it has no hairs there. So I guess I'm just gonna remake that thing, which is go back to paste 1, default cube, and then paste 1, hide the dude, and then let's play with this more. So you're gonna try to click this thing and go to the modify and then convert, and make this one into the paste 2, and then you're gonna disable the paste 1, and enable the paste 2, and this is what you will get. Oh, there's some part of it that's not gonna, well, it's okay. You will see the real affections to it. So after this, you guys can remake this whenever you like. What I need to do now is click the hairs, and then we're gonna use dynamic paint, which is, okay, I want to paint on this hair, and I'm gonna make this dude as the brush, which is, we need to cut everything outside this dude mesh. Okay, anything the hair coming out from this dude, it's gonna get cut off. So go click this first, the hair, and then go to physics tab and dynamic paint, make this as add a canvas, and add canvas, surface type, make it to be weight, and then output you will see DP weight. You need to make a group here. You can make just rename this, but I'm just gonna make it DP weight, same thing. So I would just do that, and then if we go back here, oh sorry, wait, why is, oh yeah, so I mean it's really back, like when you type dp weight here, it's supposed to be, when you go back here, not red anymore, but I guess that's some kind of bug. So once it's not red anymore, you can click the do, and same thing, physics tab, and dynamic paint, and from canvas to brush, add brush, and then leave everything be. So what you need now is click this one, the hairs, and then add modifier, which is mask, and then for the vertex group, it's gonna be dp weight. You probably would say would see nothing, but if you even you try to hide the dude, you will see nothing. But if you go to edit mode, which is any edit mode, and go back in, you will see something. So I told you this is what you will get now, and this is actually pretty cool. I did not expect this. And from now, this is the moment where it just depends how strong your computer, or how much particles that you put the number, because we need to convert this into curve. When you try to convert this into curve, if you just have a look, okay, here, okay, I type it here, 20 minutes to convert to curve. It took me 20 minutes to convert to curve, 80,000 on my laptop. Okay, it's not like not responding, it's not like not lagging, it just takes so much time to convert, because imagine that, like 80,000 vertices, mate. So I'm gonna go back here. We need to convert it. How can you convert? You can type F3 and type convert, and then you will see here. But you can actually make this convert to just right click and then add to quick favorites. Once you add that to quick favorites, if you press Q, and you will see quick favorites here, and then you will see convert to. And once you click that, it's gonna ask you want to convert to curve, you want to convert to mesh, you want to convert to grease pencil. We need to convert to curve. Mine is just only 5,000, so it's supposed to be only take seconds, I think. So let's try it. See, it's already finished. So if you convert it and it turns out like it's not responding or something, it's just loading. It will take 20 minutes or 15 minutes. It just depends how big is the number you put in that value. So now if I go to geometry here, which is the object data properties, geometry, and then put depth maybe 0.001, you will start to see something happening here, which is pretty cool. And then you can increase the bevel resolutions here, like make it, because if you render if you put the value to like 50,000, right, the value of the particles, maybe if your viewport display became so lagging, so you're gonna try to put this resolution to 0. When you put this to 0, you're gonna realize it became kind of like square, it's not circle anymore. And you're gonna try to put the resolution preview. This is resolution preview. You're gonna make it 0. This thing will help you to make a better smooth viewport display when you have too many hairs. So you can try to make this value to 1. Yeah, it's by default it max to 1. So after this, that's pretty much it though. That like literally that's pretty much it. But if you want to, I'm gonna add a camera. Okay, first, before I'm gonna tell you something else, I'm gonna add a camera. Oops, I guess this is the camera from default cube. So this is my camera, and then I'm gonna click these dimensions, and I'm gonna play with the dimensions here just to make it, you know, it's a portrait, so you know, let's make it like that. And yeah, I guess that would be fine. So you would see here like 5,000, it would look like this, but if you, when I put it like 80,000, it would look very, very dense, right? But that's okay. If you, one trick that you guys can do is, if you put this, okay, if you just duplicate this, and then put that one into new collection, which is, I don't know, call it whatever you want. Let's say pastry, but I'm gonna disable that and I'm gonna use collection instant instead. So pastry, and we're gonna mirror, right click and then mirror on X. So it would look pretty dense, but it would look like a mirror. That's the thing that you guys could do if you don't want to put the high number. So me, I'm gonna have this, and let's go to material preview. Let's add some color to it. I guess I'm gonna make a gradient texture, so I'm just gonna make my own texture, which is just a normal texture. It's not very complicated, don't worry. Whoops. And then add the color ramp and then Control T to it, and then I'm gonna click plus. So I have this little button, and I'm gonna make it maybe just like this. But don't forget, if you can try to render in eevee, but I'm gonna try to render it in cycles. But if you try to render in eevee, I'm gonna show you what you guys can do for this ambient occlusion and bloom, screen space, and as well reflections, and bring this all the way up. You kind of like, yeah, just tiny bit extra boost for eevee. Also for the look to medium high contrast. So this is what you will get, but you probably want to have some kind of roughness. You can just add some roughness to it. And once you go to render preview, I'm gonna make my color to 0k above this edge. I mean, you can put HDRI, but I guess I'm just gonna use area light. So it would look like this. It's very dramatic, right? It's just very dramatic, very cool. So I'm gonna hold this yellow and put it there, so I could just play around, and maybe I could duplicate it and put it here. Yeah, just try to do your own. You can try to do your own light studio, and then you can even actually add a scatter, which is go to material, plus new, and surface disconnected, volume to scatter, and viewport display, object properties. You're gonna make it white, so it's not gonna, it's not gonna disturb your work. Anyway, this density is quite pretty high, so you could just turn it down. I forgot to play with the camera focal length, so you guys could do that. I'm gonna make it like maybe 77. It would be just fine. So maybe just put it like this, right? I think it would be just cool. And then maybe you can try to add some depth of field focus distance to just try to get that value that is not going to be just focusing on that thing. Or you can actually even try to right click here, which is it's gonna make our cursor there. Anyway, I'm gonna hide this that thing, the scatter, and I'm gonna add empty, and I'm gonna put my empty, wait, where's my empty? Right here, empty. I'm gonna put my empty here, which is just, yeah, on the face right there. And I could set my camera depth of field, focus on object, which is the empty. And then if you decrease the number of f-stop, it would look so pretty damn blur. So I guess I'm just gonna make it 3, and then let's put that back in the scatter, just to have a look. And I guess I'm gonna put it much higher, maybe 48. I mean 4.8. It will be look just fine though, but try to use the collection instance to make it more dense, which is pastry, right? So collection instance pastry. What's up there? Oh, forgot. I need to set the origin to back to normal. So Shift S and set origin to world origin, and then Shift A collection instance and pastry, and then mirror on X global. Let's see the difference. It would look like this. We can actually change the color of the first one, or these base pastry, because pastry has its own material, okay, because I did not duplicate it after the pastry finish. So we can set this using the material R01, and then disable that. Send this back to here. It would look more dense, right? So let's play with these values of depth field to get a good shot. I guess that would be fine for me. And let's try to render it in cycles. So, oh, by the way, I forgot. There's one thing that I would like to show you guys, right? Which is this pastry, and then go slash. So isolate view. You actually can have more like details, which is if you go to edit mode. And don't select everything, okay, select somewhere else, and then select random, and then you can try to put example 2% like that, and then you control L, so it's gonna take 2% from the mesh, and then this one you can actually try to type N, which is bring this panel on the right side, and then if you set the radius to, just try to have a look like this, and if I increase the mean radius to 2, it's gonna make it bigger. See that? So it just shows like there's gonna be some part of it like it's gonna look pretty big. There's some of it like it will look pretty small. It's gonna have its own variations to it. And if I'm just gonna try to render it in cycles, let's see. But by the way, don't forget, my laptop is lagging, so I need to put this, which is Control V. Let's go to cycles, GPU, make the viewport to 10. I guess I'm just gonna like get it and render it. Alright, that looks pretty good. But what if I want to change something here, the color? I want to have more variations to it. That looks awesome, I think. What if we set to B-spline? Sometimes it would look more nicer. Ooh, this is actually looking pretty good, I think. Let's try, I need to set the camera, viewport display, and then pass part out and make it to 1, so unit view. It's not bad, it's not bad. But what if... It's actually cool. So if I could just put something here, just like a table, so it's like a museum. Put a bevel to it. I'm using hard ups. Let's see. Amazing. I'm gonna go more closer, I think. Just like this. And then I'm gonna make this cube to be... Let's put some surface imperfections, which Control T to this, and then open. If you don't know about it, I'm gonna put a link in my video here as well. You guys can check that out. Let's go to material, and then let's put some of these things here. And set the color into the roughness instead. Make this one look. So if I just set this one to glass glossy and put this aside like that, you probably would see there. And then maybe I want to make it like much more darker. I guess that's all. I'm not gonna go more crazy, just gonna take so much time. But you guys know what to do from this step. Let me just render it. Yeah, let's render it then. I didn't think I'm gonna render it while recording, so just I'm afraid it crashed. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for sticking with me, and see you next time.